100 days ago, my girlfriend and I purchased this 32 feet sailboat for just $4,000. But how well can you actually learn to sail in just 100 days while also having other obligations? Well, let's go for a sail and have a look back at my progress as well. Holy shit! That did not sound good.
Happy days, happy guys.
Nice. We're sailing. But before we get to any of that, the first step is to get out of the marina here. And I guess the step before the first step is to prepare the boat to get out of the marina. So that means getting all the lines ready, the sails, getting everything where I need it to be, turn on the engine, let it heat up. And of course, in very boat-like fashion, there was a problem with the engine. The tachometer, I think it's called, the one that shows the RPM the engine is doing, just went like bouncing around like crazy, which it is not really supposed to do. That sounds to me like some kind of electronic failure, like the wires is loose or something. It is kind of old, everything down there, so not too big of a deal. But just, of course, we have to start the day with something breaking. Part, I guess, of the marina, or like the exit from the marina, there's like a big, long, very narrow, I guess, like dredged out area, like a channel, because it's just super shallow basically everywhere. So usually I motor like to get out of that. I'm gonna try and put up the sails to get out of the channel today, but because there's just not a lot of space in here, I don't really want to mess around with the mainsail. We're gonna talk more about that later. But I think I'm just gonna pull out the jib and see if we can sail out of this channel, and then we can start taking out the mainsail and everything. So yeah, that worked out fine, and we are doing 4.3 knots right now. I just have the engine in neutral. I think I'm just gonna keep it like that until we get out of the channel. Then I'll take the jib in, put the mainsail up, and then the jib out again. But let's talk sailing while we are just cruising out of this little channel. So when we bought the boat, it was in a marina actually pretty far away from where we live. And I mean, I didn't know how to sail. Sally didn't know how to sail. So how on earth we were gonna get it home? Now, we know one person who knows how to sail. And so basically the day before I had to get the boat away, I called him and like, mate, can you help? And just being such a legend as he is, he was just like, yeah, I can do it. And he came down and helped me sail the boat home. There he is. Ooh, what a guy. Here he is, the legend himself.
The one and only.
Can you introduce yourself?
Some kind of sailor sometimes, Lasse Hammer. Back in the day we met in Bali in a gym. So we're gonna have a bit of, not a storm coming in, but we'll have some decent weather, 22 knots, but it's gonna be kind of coming from the back, so we'll hopefully just sail away into the sunset, and it'll be beautiful sailing. I think we'll get some decent speed, good knots, and the waves are coming kind of from behind, so Adam might get a little seasick, but we'll see if it doesn't work out. But all in all, I think it's gonna be a freaking beautiful day of sailing, and if we're doing this well, we'll do it in one trip, and yeah, in just about 24 hours, we should be landing at Moon. Not too shabby, huh?
Nice.
It's always a little nerve-wracking when you kind of have to get out, but it's always easier than you think.
Yeah.
But usually people on the bridges and the boats are very good at helping. They're all sailors, they've all been in shitty issues, so they all know how much appreciated a good hand can be.
Beautiful day.
Beautiful days. Best start to a little ocean adventure. want to pull out the jib, generally you want to be against the wind. But since we're sailing with the wind, we have a bit of speed. We should be able to pull it out fairly slow without giving it a bit of a tear. So, what you need to do first is make sure that this line here is free, because that's the furler. When you need to pull it back in, you have to have that available, which means now that we pull it out, this is going to be pulled towards the rolling thing up here. So this needs to be free. There we go.
Woohoo! Nice. This feels right. Now we are sailing. I like it. I think it's going pretty well. We're doing about what,
Five knots, 50 knots,
5 or 6 knots, and it's pretty smooth. And we are just about to head out of the channel here, so I think we're gonna turn off the engine now completely because there are no more obstacles. So
and that's the beauty of sailing.
So let's do it.
Yep. Always in sets, so usually 3 or 4 at a time. Gives it a bit of roll, which can be hard downwind, but so far it looks pretty good.
And I got so bloody seasick on that first day. It was crazy. I think I threw up like 10 times just throughout the whole day, just because we were just getting thrown around like this, and every time if I had to go down, but I still had just loads of fun, and I learned a lot of stuff from my great friend Lasse.
Day 2 coming to an end, which means that the journey is coming to an end. 2, let's just call us sun-kissed guys, arrive in Stee in just about 30-40 minutes. It's been a bit of channel sailing the last couple of hours, but it's been beautiful, so it's really nice. This is blowing off. I'll just get more tan.
So that was just a great, I guess, introduction for me to sailing, because that was the first time I had stepped foot on a sailboat. So I guess that's my first tip if you want to learn how to sail. I mean, have friends who knows how to sail. Okay, we're just about out of this channel here, so gonna take the jib in. We're gonna put up the mainsail and then jib out again, and then we'll keep on sailing. Beautiful, we got both sails up and the engine is turned off. The sun is out, we got some decent enough wind, pretty good day. But I think after that, like a trip of sailing the boat home, like the period after that was perhaps the most, I don't know, interesting or scary. Like now I had just a tiny bit of experience, but I didn't feel it was enough to like actually go out sailing without my friend. So we weren't quite sure what to do, Sally and I. Like, I mean, now we have the boat, but we can't go sailing, like, okay. But then one day, you know, we had a pretty good weather forecast. I called up Lasse, my friend, and asked him, like, would it be just really crazy if we just did it? And he was like, no, I think you can do it. Just take it easy. And so we did. We are about to take our sailboat out on the water by ourselves for the very first time. Did it.
We're around like 6 now, 7, 6.
Are we going too fast?
5. No, it's okay.
Slow down?
No.
Are
Well,
we
maybe,
good?
yeah, slow down a little bit, yeah.
Yeah, okay. Oh, she got it.
Pro.
One nice thing about Danish summer, like when we have those good days, they are really good. And now it's like, I think it's almost 9 and it's still really, I mean, it's still pretty bright outside. I think the sun sets, I don't know, around 10 or 11 today or something. So we have these long summer nights, long sunsets, and I think he likes it. Good morning from the boat. we are still here, so our lines held. So that's great news, and it's a very sunny morning, so it's already quite hot, which is amazing. We built a little shade corner here for the baby captain, who is just having his breakfast.
Third breakfast.
Third breakfast. What about second breakfast? But how did you sleep?
I slept really good. It was really cozy. I like it.
Well, I don't mind to slow down anymore. I don't mind the sound of my shoes on your floor. I don't mind selling out or playing cover song. Just as long as friends and family sing along.
Classic Danish breakfast, kinda. Nutella and jam. And soon a swim because it's getting really, really hot. Yeah, so this water is really green and really cold because we're in Denmark. Everything's cold. Ooh.
Is it cold?
Yeah. It just hit me, yeah.
Good job, nice. You did it. But you feel good now, right?
Cool down.
See if we can remember what it looks like. Other way.
Yeah, so we really aren't moving at all because there's no wind. Like, look at the water.
So yeah, one of the lines for the jib just fell off. Not really sure how that happened. Probably did something wrong. It probably got stuck on something up there, but yeah, I mean, we aren't moving at all. But we tried to pull the sail out. Now we're gonna try to pull it back in again. We did succeed, almost. We only ruined it a little bit. Woohoo! Okay, we are flying now. 6.5 knots here. Really good. But since that first trip we did just by ourselves went like surprisingly well, we just decided to do more trips like that. You know, so wait for some pretty good weather. So that meant, you know, sunny weather so that we would enjoy it more, and like chill winds, of course, a little bit of wind so that we could actually sail, but not so much that it would be like too much for us to handle. And we also just kind of started sleeping on the boat, just spending time hanging out on the boat to get more of an idea of like what is boat life like, what is it like to spend a lot of time on a tiny little boat with the baby.
Mama's cooking in the kitchen, and our stomachs have eyes. We take a seat at the table as the sun splits through the open blinds. Dolly's barking from the front yard. She wants to come inside. Yeah, I got a sweet suspicion these are good times.
All right, today we are going on our, well, first really big trip, just the three of us. So let's get the boat ready, and once she's sleeping, we'll head out. Okay, here we go. Let's do it. Nice. And let's try to get back on course and get some wind in the sails. we got the mainsail up. It's probably not perfect trimmed or anything, but it's up, and we got some wind coming from kind of back here, and we're going about 3 knots, and the engine is just running in neutral because we are kind of headed into some areas where there's a lot of shallow water, so we just want to have that, I guess, maneuverability, as we are still noobs and idiots. So now we're gonna cruise for a little bit, see how it goes.
Now we're approaching this cute little island. It's called Nyå, and it's a really cool place because you actually don't have cars there. Well, the residents do, but they're the only ones allowed. And it's also a bird sanctuary, so if you're into those kind of things, that's a great place to be.
Now, one of the things, I guess, besides the actual art of sailing that you need to, I guess, think about or know about or learn is to like prepare for the unexpected, or at least like kind of prepare or be ready that things just will go wrong. For example, on one of our first trips out, our engine just started smoking really bad, and we were in a pretty tight spot with like loads of shallow grounds everywhere and pretty strong winds as well. So like, how do you deal with a situation like that? Okay, we just tried to motor sail for just a couple of minutes to see how the engine would do. And of course we did have some white smoke again, so I popped it back in neutral. We got a bit of rain, and as you can maybe see, we are moving again. I just went down and had a look at the engine, and I mean, I couldn't really see anything that was like apparent and wrong. One thing I just did for some reason is I turned the seacock valves, just turned them a little bit more. And one of you guys in our earlier video actually called out in the comments that like all those kind of like seacock valves where you have to turn them instead of like the normal just lever or valve, that they suck. And now I understand one of the reasons why they suck, because the last time I was down in the engine room I had them closed and then I opened them again, but I think I just didn't open them enough. I think the problem with the engine was not enough water was coming through and cooling down the engine. And yeah, I mean, I think we managed that quite well, to be honest. But then on the trip, not much long after, our engine basically broke down and we just couldn't get it working then, and we were out on open water. So we had to go back into the marina we had recently left and dock the boat just for sail. That did not sound good. Fuck, that was like the gears or something, it just couldn't. Fuck. Okay, big problem with the engine, it seems. I have no clue what it is. It's maybe the gears or something, but fuck. We are in the middle of a very shallow area. There's loads of fishing gear everywhere. Shit. Okay, we just turned the engine off. Sally, what do you think? We have no engine?
Oops.
But yeah, so the plan is, because we are still not that far out from the marina, so we're gonna sail back into the marina and try and approach the marina for a sail. I think we're just gonna have the mainsail down and just use the jib. So yeah, that this day also turned out a little bit differently. Took down the mainsail, put out the jib instead. Okay, so we have the bridge that we are going to approach, bridge number 3. Should be all clear. So we're gonna try to go, well, turn up towards it and at some point get the jib down and then drift in, and I will have the engine on because we can go in reverse. We also have the bow thruster to help us out if we need it. the bridge straight ahead that we need to land at, and there is actually another boat at the bridge, which we hopefully can avoid hitting. Now this red buoy on the left here marks that it gets pretty shallow on the other side, so we actually have a lot less space to do the run-up, as we simply can't go around in kind of a big loop like I initially wanted to. So the approach will be a lot shorter and at much more of an angle than I had hoped for. I quickly pull in the jib and then we start turning up into the wind. And just like that, we made it. Oh, and can we give a huge shout out to the harbor master? Not only is he a great guy, he also looks exactly how I have always pictured a harbor master looking. And a bit like Popeye. Right, I just pulled in the jib and I'm about to turn on the engine and pull down the mainsail as well, because I'm gonna approach a mooring buoy up here, so I can get a bit of a break, a coffee, and we can do some more chatting. Let's just talk about it, right? Boat projects. Probably another huge part of learning to sail, learning how to own a boat. Of course, if you just go sailing on other people's boat, it's not that big of a deal, I guess. And I mean, I also have no experience fixing anything on boats or fixing things in general. But I think I have, I don't know, just the attitude that, you can learn it. And today online there's so many resources just about everything you can learn. I mean, when I had the trouble with the engine at one point with the gears, I asked ChatGPT and it kind of told me what I could check out, and I did, and that's how I found the solution there. So there you go. But now we are at the buoy, just chilling. I think beyond just, I guess, boat projects and repairing stuff everywhere, it's also about knowing your boat and knowing all the systems on a boat, which again, I didn't. So like learning how the batteries work, the power. I mean, just one admission here, I still don't know how shore power works. Like, we have never been connected to shore power. I don't know where to put the cables in here and how all of that works. Like, I think we haven't really needed it so far. We usually just make do with the solar, and when we're in the marina, we're usually not really doing anything that needs a lot of power. But still, I feel like that's like a very basic thing to know about, and I just don't. Now, one more thing I have learned in these 100 days, especially because I'm sailing with Sally and the baby, is that it's really important that, it's kind of fun when we go out sailing, that the weather's not too crazy. Like, we don't want to do storm sailing, amazing 100 knots wind, whatever. We want to have fun, we want to chill, we want to do stuff, right? That's the whole point, really. So like recently we got a new dinghy so we could do more exploring, like when we are on a buoy like this, head into the beach and whatnot.
Wait, stop! Stop!
This is really cool.
For the next few days, we will be exploring the waters around Denmark, trying to find some new and cool places. So join us for this new adventure.
How's it going, baby captain? All right, we are sailing. Now, when we go sailing with the baby, everything just takes like a very long time. So just packing all of his stuff and all of our stuff and getting everything onto the boat, getting him onto the boat, and then setting sail, everything just takes a pretty long time. So that's why we're like starting later in the afternoon today, because then, you know, we can just get out there, get started on the trip, and then tomorrow, you know, I guess we have that head start. We can go sailing whenever we want from the morning, and we just have everything on the boat. Good morning, friends. How did you sleep?
Good morning. Fine. It is a bit nicer in here to sleep, I think.
Quite a bit of fishing gear around here that we need to avoid. Awesome, we just went under this bridge behind me here, and then now we're gonna do a bit of a jibe, and then we're gonna, well, go the other direction. Awesome, that went perfectly, no complaints there. So now about to go through like this little sketchy area here. There's just lots of shallow spots around here, but we have gone through here before, so I'm pretty sure we can make it. And some dancing going on downstairs. Obviously the weather is just very important when you go sailing, so just learning how to, I don't know, read the weather, the wind and the waves and everything, which is also another thing I think I've gotten better at. And because we've been out like many times now, like we kind of know what conditions we prefer, if you can say that. Like what's the maximum amount of wind we want to go out in. Like I think if the consistent wind speed or whatever is like close to 20 knots, we just don't want to go sailing if we can avoid it, because we know, yeah, they'll just be, you know, too much and just won't be fun, especially with the baby. And I mean, we often use predict wind to have a look at the weather and like to plan our routes and everything. And I mean, I'm still not great at this at all. I mean, just take today, all the forecasts were saying like 8 knots of wind, maybe gusting 12, 13, all the different models, and you know, almost no waves. And here we are out today. It's definitely more wind than that, at least sometimes, and the waves are bigger than the forecast say. So I guess it's also about knowing local conditions and things like that. Alright, we made it ashore, but this area where we landed is just a lot of seaweed. So we're just taking a walk down the beach to see if we can find some actual beach.
thought that it would be way colder, especially when you get up, but it's actually okay. I'm not dead, and I thought I was gonna die, so I guess that's a good thing.
So I am sailing solo today, and even though I have learned a lot, I think, in these 100 days, there's one thing I still have not tried, and that is to dock the boat all by myself. And I think now it's time to head back home. So we're gonna sail back to the marina, and there I will try to dock this boat into its slip all alone. Now that should be really interesting. And we are off to the races once again. Both sails up, good speed. If I had been out like on a day like this, let's say in the first 50 days or so of my sailing career, I would probably have been a little bit terrified today because, I mean, quite a bit of wind, and these waves are, I mean, of course they're not like big waves, but they are quite choppy, and you know, a lot of them got the white tops or whatever you call it. So I am kind of bashing around a little bit, especially now sailing into the wind. And this old heavy boat, when I hit some of those waves, it just gets slowed down quite a bit. So perhaps there's also something there I need to learn, like how do I need to steer more away from the waves into these waves? I don't know. I am now about to approach the marina here, so it is time for my first ever solo docking maneuver. And I think my plan is to, well, I'll get, of course, 2 lines back here, and then I'll kind of try to creep into the berth and get the lines around my little poles as I go in. And then I'll kind of try to keep those guys a little bit tight, and I will have the wind from the side, so I will try to just give a little bit of gas and then turn like into the wind, so hopefully keep the boat as straight as possible, and then I'll be able to just slowly loosen the lines back here until like I get close enough with the bow to the bridge. And then I can jump up on the bridge where I have 2 lines kind of ready that are always there. Yeah, and I mean, easier said than done probably. That actually went a lot smoother than expected, so I'm really happy with that. But it's time to come to a bit of a conclusion here. So did I learn how to sail in these last 100 days? I mean, I guess this could depend a little bit on your definition. I'm not a great sailor, that's for sure. I'm not a good sailor. But I mean, I guess I can quite confidently now take the boat out also by myself or with the crew and, you know, sail around in light to medium weather in whatever these conditions that we have around here where we live. You know, I feel like I can navigate with the weather, with the routing and all of that, so I don't get seasick anymore. And so of course there's a lot to learn, and there are a lot of mistakes I probably make, also even in this video, but that's also a little bit of a cool part about it, right? I mean, you can just keep on learning and you never really get to master everything completely. But I'd be happy to know like what you think. I mean, especially if you are perhaps more experienced than I am, or you're looking to do the same. Let me know in the comments, like, how have I done these past 100 days? We have some very big plans on where we go from here. Very soon we're gonna start renovating this boat, making it a lot nicer. So thank you so much for watching, and subscribe if you want to follow that journey.